Hello, my name is Nico Steves. Welcome to this extended history of the Virgin Mary, which goes beyond the scope of my book. For those of you just subscribing to these podcasts, here is a bit of background about my book, The Very Fine Light. The Very Fine Light is a contemporary novel with Christian themes about a village on the verge of bankruptcy, the mayor with a secret, and Randy, a fun-loving co-worker who's always in trouble for telling it like it is. Oh, one other thing. For those of you currently reading my book, The Very Fine Light, please, when you finish it, do go to the book's Amazon.com page and rate it. I have a link at nicosteves.com that will get you to the page on Amazon. I need several dozen additional ratings in order to raise the visibility of the book on Amazon. So, as always, stay tuned by joining my mailing list. This is where you'll be the first in line for specials. Just go to nicosteves.com to sign up. And speaking of specials, here's a story that has a lot of meaning for me personally, a real event that occurred not that long ago. And here's the story. I always try to stop at a neighborhood lemonade stand whenever I come across one. Let's be clear, they are few and far between. As we are adults, you recognize that it's not usually convenient to make such a stop in our busy, time-is-money world, like it or not. But I made a resolution to myself a while back to always try to do this little departure from my daily experiences when they arise. Here's why. It's rooted deeply in my own experiences over the years. It started back when, in my childhood, one summer, a neighbor friend and I started, of all things, at age 10 and 11, a pizza business. His mother would make us what she called pizza snacks, which we loved. This consisted of an item of her creation, which, if memory recalls, consisted of tomato sauce, bits of sliced cheese on a piece of Italian bread seasoned with Parmesan cheese and onion powder. It would be toasted in the oven and good to go. So we two youths, with her support, went to the store, bought the ingredients, and set up a delivery system, using our bicycles, to deliver our pizzas in the neighborhood. I don't believe the business lasted more than a week tops. We didn't sell many of our homemade pizzas, but did have repeat customers from our friends and a few adults who were bemused by the experience. Flash forward to my two sons, when as Cub Scouts they were tasked to sell Scout popcorn. I enjoy a photo that captured the young 7- and 9-year-olds in Scout uniforms with a dad in tow and a red wagon full of very expensive popcorn going throughout the neighborhood. As a parent, it's a very humbling experience to see most people rather unceremoniously turning the youngsters away, which of course is not that it's awful or anything. After all, a big part of selling door to door is rejection. But no, what stuck in my mind as the fly on the wall who stood out by the street with the wagon watching them knock on the doors were the people who actually took the time to look at the selections of popcorn in the little pamphlet of items. To this day, every time I go past these homes, I remember those men and women, some now who have passed on, some who've moved away, and one or two who still remain here. I still appreciate them and their kindness to the little kids who knocked on their doors, hat in hand, trying to make a sale. Those adults took the time from their lives for a little moment that meant a lot to those youngsters. Nowadays, a cookie stand in front of a discount store entrance is a way more time-efficient enterprise, and I stop there too. The moms even take credit cards, but it's not the same as going door to door. And even these are relatively rare occurrences. And of course, a young child out in public today doing these sorts of activities requires the participation of an adult. In my view, with the push during the late 20th century trending towards a godless American society, children's safety necessitates parents keep watch on their children at all times. Making these little enterprises, from a pizza delivery business or popcorn door-to-door selling, as well as Scout cookie stands at a discount store, does require the extra effort of a parent or trusted adult. But the lessons for the children involved more than offset the inconvenience to the parents and loss to the child of a few hours of video games. Now, last summer, I happened upon a neighbor's lemonade stand, and it was just about to close, not because it was late in the day, but because rainstorm clouds were growing, and the mom, a bit fretful, was wanting to get everything back into safety. But ahead of me was a little 3 or 4-year-old girl in her ballet outfit along with her mom. The girl was having to choose if she wanted the lemonade or the homemade peanut butter cookies. Apparently she had limited funds, or perhaps her mom was teaching her about choices. Anyway, once she finished and she chose the lemonade, I got my turn. The 2 boys, 5 and 6 or 7 years old, filled my cup and took my cash. I made some comment as to how refreshing it was and left. Mother thanked me and encouraged her sons to do the same. It was a nice departure in my normal day-to-day. Now, what occurred about a month later is the message here, and it goes into the "you don't realize the impression your time has on someone" file folder. Early one morning after Labor Day, I was rolling the trash container up the driveway and to the street. Now, across the street was a mom with a coffee cup in hand, evidently escorting her 2 boys in school uniforms up to the elementary school close to my home. This was a bit unique in my neighborhood, seeing kids walking to school. Anyways, she and I exchanged hellos, and, well, you know me, I told the boys, "Study hard, learn something new today," or some sort of thing, and that was that. However, as I checked the mail, I noticed the mom bending down as one of the boys paused and whispered something in her ear. She yelled over to me, "My son said you bought lemonade from their stand last summer." She seemed as surprised by her young 5 or 6-year-old's remembering as was I. We both nodded to each other over this, with, I'm guessing, the same recognition to the realization that the lemonade stand registered an impression on the little guy. What did I yell back? Well, you know, "Yeah, I did enjoy that glass of lemonade." You just never know what it means to a child when you take a few minutes for a glass of lemonade. Till next week, I'm Nico Steves here. My book, The Very Fine Light, can be found using the title The Very Fine Light on Amazon.com. Please feel free to contact me at nicosteves.com. That's Nikos Steves, Steves.com. If you like this episode, and for more, share them with friends. This is Nico Steves. Thank you. See you next time.